Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is me, the Alpha Empath, and I am here to expand your consciousness this morning. Today I'm going to get a little transparent with you guys. I'm going to get very transparent with you guys because Mother's Day is on Sunday. And if you're watching me live, I need you to go ahead and say good morning to me. I absolutely love when people say good morning to me. If you're not watching this live, I need you to go ahead and hit hashtag replay. And last but not least, if you love this message of transparency, I need you to share the message. Okay. So as I said, Mother's Day is Sunday. And let me be real. Let me be real with you guys. I have 3 children. 1, 2, 3. And you know what they say? They say that when a woman has a son, her soul is expressing love. But when she has a daughter, her soul is expressing wisdom. And I have 2 sons and 1 daughter. And each time I got pregnant with my children, it was Queen Afua. I went to one of her seminars and she said something I'll never forget. She said that each child that you have will reflect the state of consciousness that you were in when you conceived them. And when she said that, it set me free. It set me free. You see, we as women, we want to be really, really hard on men about how they love us, but we fuck up all the time. We fuck up all the time and we fuck up with our children. We do. But you see, the nature of feminine energy, it's internal. It is hidden. You can't really see it. Masculine energy, it is external. They have a penis. You can see that shit. You can't really see a vagina. You got to dig on up in there to see a vagina. Good morning, whoever this is. I don't know who this is because it's not telling me, but I'm sensing in the spirit that might be Sandra Payne. I'm sensing it. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But listen here. A man's issues, they are easily seen. So it is very easy for us to condemn them because their stuff is in the sunlight and the sunlight exposes your sin very, very quickly. But feminine energy is in the moonlight and it's not exposed that quickly. When I got pregnant with my first child at the age of 15, I was 15 when I got pregnant with Marcus. I conceived him in a state of ignorant bliss. When I found out I was pregnant, it was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm about to have a baby. I'm about to have a baby. And I was excited. I didn't know what the fuck was about to happen. It was ignorant bliss. And I began to recognize that the same love the same exuberant attitude that I had about my son, me being pregnant with my son, is the same love that I had for his father. It was blissful love. It was ignorant love. It wasn't based on any laws. It wasn't based on any accountability. It was just happy and free. But there was no responsibility with it. So when I had Marcus, I have somebody to love, but did I know how to be responsible and accountable for this young man? I did not. So I got to publicly apologize for that shit. This was my baby and here I am. Oh, I got this little bundle of joy that I get to love, but was I able to be accountable? Because love is a responsibility. It is. It wasn't until 3 years later. It wasn't until 3 years later that I got pregnant with my little girl. And I got pregnant by a man I know goddamn well I shouldn't have been fucking. Me and him together was like a koala bear being with an ant. It just don't mix. When people would see us together, they'd be like, what the fuck was she thinking? I was depressed. That's all I can tell you. But I conceived my daughter in depression. I conceived her in depression. So when she comes out depressed, I can't be mad at her. I cultivated her in that. I cultivated her in a state and in a low vibration. That is what I did. But when I saw her, I made a promise. And I didn't understand why God gave me a girl, but I do now. I needed to grow the fuck up. And I had a little girl because my soul was ready to express some wisdom. And I looked at this little girl and I made a promise to her. And I said, you know what? I didn't want you, but I promise you, I will love you and I will take care of you. And let me tell you something. My second marriage was the same kind of commitment. It was a marriage based on obligation, but no deep desire. No deep desire. Have you ever gotten pregnant and you didn't really want the baby? Maybe I'm the only one that's real enough to say that shit. Because I know in this society where mothers are not supposed to say stuff like that, but I'm going to say it. I was pregnant with a child that I did not want. However, when I saw my child, I made the decision and I decided to be responsible and I decided to be accountable for my actions. And it didn't matter how the fuck I felt about it because I had made my bed and I had chosen to lie in it. And I love my daughter. And because of her, she taught me the most as a parent. Because of that little girl, I got my ass up out of the hood, which also was a benefit for my son, who I loved ignorantly. It was a benefit for him also. I got my life together. I went to business school and I became a woman because of that little girl. That is what I did. But ladies, when a man loves you like that, when he loves you out of obligation, when he loves you because you got pregnant and his heart doesn't stir for you, do you know how that feels as a woman? That is what we do to our children. And it's painful. It's painful, but we got to be real with it. We got to be real with it. I had a man, a husband that loved me out of obligation, but I knew goddamn well that I did not stir his heart. Our children feel the same way. They do. Now, my last child, his name is Joaquin. And let me tell you something. I had to fight to have Joaquin because I was told I could not have any more children. I worked for him. When I got pregnant with him, I received the news with joy because he was my heart's desire being made flesh. You see, it is a different type of love when you have a child out of your heart's desire versus I'm young, I'm 15, I don't even understand that my body is gifted to just have children just easily as like that. When you have to work to have a goddamn child, it's a different kind of love. It really is. I had to work to have him. And when I got pregnant with him, I changed my diet. I changed what I was watching. I changed how I was feeling. I changed everything because love is a responsibility. It ain't just a feel good shit. It is a responsibility. It really, really is. You see? Feminine energy. Let me tell you about feminine energy. And I understand that the way that I love my children is the same way that men loved me. I understand it. Marcus, my first child, I have ignorant, blissful love. Ain't no fucking responsibility. Ain't no accountability. The shit didn't last long. With my baby girl, Crystal, I had obligated love. It lasted long. It lasted long, but it did not fulfill my heart and it did not move me. And with my son, Joaquin, there is something called divine love. That's the love that God wants everybody to have. And when I say God, I mean one thing, the divinity within you. It is the type of love that we are all seeking. We are all seeking. Listen, I honor my mother. I didn't for a long time. I do now. Listen, the scripture says, I think it's Ephesians 21, or no, it's Exodus 21. It's Exodus 21 and something. I don't know. But it says to honor thy father and thy mother so that thy days may be long upon the earth. And I think it says it again in Ephesians somewhere. It might say it again in Matthew. I don't really remember right now. But let me tell you what it means to honor your mother. When I honor my mother, I have a physical, biological mother, but I understand that the first mother that I have to honor is the mother within me. That is the first mother that I have to honor. I have to honor my darkness. My mother energy represents my darkness. My father energy represents my light. That is what it represents. And for years, I was ashamed of my mother. I was ashamed of what I came from. But then you see, it is the feminine energy. The feminine energy represents the foundation of something. When I found a man that my feminine energy picked, there is something that they had in common. They were able to love me past my darkness. You see, no marriage is going to work. I don't give a fuck how much you talking about you love them. No marriage is going to work if the man only loves you because of your light. And he can't love you with your darkness. He has to love you in balance. And while I was married, my ex-husband loved my light. He loved what I represented. He did not love my roots. He loved the fruit. If you want that divine love, a man has to work for you, like I had to work for my child, Yakin. Having Marcus and getting pregnant with Marcus was easy for me. I had a young body and shit. I didn't even understand that this was a blessing. Getting pregnant with Crystal was easy for me. I was not appreciative of my gift of being able to conceive a child. But when you can't have one, you become fucking appreciative. You really do. You begin to understand the beauty of a child. I didn't know it. I was not wise. I was not wise. I desire. See, I had to be real with myself on this Mother's Day. As a mother, I have 3 children. Do I really deserve to be honored by all of them? I have to really be honest with myself, y'all. Do I really deserve to be honored by all of them? I don't. I don't. And it wasn't because I didn't do the best I could. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. I did the motherfucking best I could. And with the cards that I was dealt, I played the motherfuckers flawlessly. Flawlessly. But I didn't have the wisdom at that time to get more cards. I didn't have it. I have it now. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that with each child that I had, I learned and I grew in wisdom. I am so grateful for that. Grateful, grateful, grateful. And for those mothers that have had their children in wisdom, yes, enjoy your day. But see, I got a problem with these women that ain't did their children right and are expecting to be honored simply because they came out of their vagina. No, you don't deserve any honor. However, your child still should honor you because it's good for the child. You don't deserve it. I'm gonna be honest with you. You just don't. But it's good for the child. I honor my mother because she is my roots. She is my roots. And for me to be embarrassed of my roots is for me to be embarrassed of myself. I honor my darkness as well as my light. If you want to have that great love, that notebook love, you're going to need people to love your roots. What did you come from? What is your darkness? What is your creativity? Honor it. And you pick a mate based on feminine energy, not masculine energy. When I got married, I'm going to be real with you. It's shallow as fuck now that I think about it. It's shallow as fuck. But I married my ex-husband because he looked good on the outside. Here I was looking with the shallowness of my 2 eyes. See, Yahshua said it best. This is what Yahshua said. He says, on the outside, you are whited sepulchres, all beautiful. But on the inside, you are a venomous snake. That is what he said. He said, and on the inside, you are filled with worms. And I married my husband because on the outside, he looked good. He was tall. He was dark. You know, he didn't have a prison record. He had been married for 17 years. All of his children were by one woman. On paper, his resume looked good to me. It looked good. But because I was shallow, I did not choose to honor his darkness. See, men have darkness as well as women. They do. They do. And this is why I never felt loved in the marriage. And when my baby girl would tell me that she didn't feel loved by me, I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. I had no clue. And the reason why I had no clue is because I was loving her out of obligation instead of desire. Now, I don't know if there's anybody on here that even knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I really don't. Let me go to some of these comments over here. Okay, so loving these pearls. I don't know who this is, but I love you too. Good morning, Nicole. I cannot wait to see you for our Goddess Retreat. The May Goddess Retreat is May 28th through 30th in San Antonio, Texas. The cost is $555. One of my ladies told me that she cannot come, so I have one spot available. The next Goddess Retreat is July 23rd through 26th in Clearwater, Florida. The cost for that retreat is $777. If you want to reserve your spot, you can go to my website, www.thealphaempath.com, and reserve your spot for that retreat. The details about that retreat are also on my website. And if you also have missed some of my videos, you can always follow me on YouTube at The Alpha Empath. Okay, so let me go back to these comments over here. Love is a responsibility. You absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that, Nicole. The honesty of this is so transforming. I didn't want to get pregnant either, but because of her, I grew up. Yes, Nicole. Yes. That is real. A lot of women, they don't want to talk about that. They just want to act like we just want these guys, all these damn children. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. And I'm going to be real and say that shit. I loved all of them the best way I knew how, but every child deserves divine love. So if you are going to give them divine love, it starts with your choice in a mate. And if you don't know yourself, you're not going to be able to choose the correct mate. And if you don't know yourself, you're going to choose the wrong mate. You're not going to be able to love him in entirety. And then it's going to fuck up your love that you have for your child. Women, we got to be wise. We can't just be sitting up here fucking and having children. We can't do that, because then the responsibility of these children becomes a burden to us instead of a joy. Raising my son Yakin is a fucking joy to me. It's a joy. It is a joy. I fought for that little boy. Oh my God. I fucking fought for him. Good morning, Inez. How are you, honey? Good morning. I was just telling a friend the other day about being married out of obligation. That is one of the hardest things I've ever done. My crown chakra is open and I'm receiving all of this. You know what? I cannot wait to see you. Mala, you know what? You're understanding me. I really, really appreciate this, because this is a really, really hard message, because it's very easy. A lot of people don't honor fathers because, as I said, their sins are very easy to be exposed because they work in the sunlight. It's very easy to see the sins of a man, but it ain't very easy to see the sins of a mother. You have to do the internal work to recognize your own sins. And I teach my ladies in my classes. I teach a class called Sacred Womanhood every Wednesday at 8:50. If you want to attend that class, go to my website and you can book the class. But I teach my ladies in that class about accountability. I am very hard on ladies, not because I'm mad at them, but because I love them. And I know that if a woman is going to be joyful, she has to be found in wisdom. She has to be accountable for herself. Now, I don't want to dampen y'all Mother's Day. I don't want to dampen y'all Mother's Day. Y'all go out here and y'all have some fun on Mother's Day, okay? Now, what I'm going to do on Mother's Day is I'm going to be by myself, and I'm going to go to the spa. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to spend. No. All my days of having children all around me. I'm a good mother every goddamn day, so I don't need a special day. So he going to go be with his daddy. That's what he gonna be. And I'm gonna be by myself, because that's how I want to choose to spend my day. Okay. So that's how I'm gonna be spending my day. I love you guys. And if you like what I had to say, if it wasn't too doggone hard on you, go ahead and share me. Bye-bye, you guys.